The entire Ivy League takes money from countries with abysmal human rights records. Qatar, Russia, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and the Communist Republic of China, which funded extensive propaganda education programs in most of our elite universities with unreported gifts. And it's even into our high schools now. This is a documentary that is the example of the kind of journalism that America needs now more than ever.
When you want to get to the heart of something, follow the money.
America's Ivy League schools under the microscope.
Elite universities are selling themselves, and look who's buying.
These are governments that are hostile to the United States.
Both Harvard and Yale are among the colleges under investigation for failing to report hundreds of millions of dollars in foreign gifts.
Saudi Arabia gave $20 million to Georgetown and to Harvard.
This money should be utilized to lessen the burden of tuition on students, but it's rarely used for that.
When this amount of money is coming in from a foreign government, my first question is why? Why?
It's one of the hidden secrets about foreign influence in America. Just about the entire Ivy League taking money from a foreign government.
And it's gotten to the point now where the funding has ballooned.
What organizations like the Clarion Project have been able to cover is that there have been over $12 billion since 2012 worth of funds from foreign governments that are flowing into the country.
The countries that are donating the most money to American schools are countries with terrible human rights records. Since 2012, Qatar donated $2.9 billion, China $1.2 billion, Saudi Arabia $1.1 billion, United Arab Emirates $469 million, and Russia $137 million. And that's just the amount that's been publicly declared. Most of the money is not declared by the schools.
I want to focus on Yale in particular because it supposedly filed no reports at all for any of the gifts that it did get.
Academic institutions just are fundamentally and inherently dishonest when it comes to the money.
The government's investigating some of the nation's most prestigious colleges.
The Department of Education conducted investigations of several prominent American universities.
They sent a letter to the Senate subcommittee, which actually shone a light on what's actually happening.
One university had multiple contracts with the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the People's Republic of China.
That American colleges and universities have provided unprecedented levels of access to foreign governments, corporations, and persons without adequate oversight.
The U.S. Department of Education say they've uncovered more than $6 billion in unreported gifts from countries including Qatar, China, and Saudi Arabia.
What strings are attached to the billions of dollars that are flowing from foreign governments to American schools? And why is this happening in secret?
You know, I don't think we all need to get into our defensive crouches. You know, we're in a globalized world, and universities have relationships all over the world. And I think generally this is all a good thing. But there are always questions that should be asked. You know, who is giving this money and why? And are there strings attached?
Our academic institutions are being bought by foreign interests. And it'd be one thing if it were Western governments. It's another when you see foreign governments that are at odds with U.S. interests buying up influence.
When you have foreign funding, obviously it comes with an agenda. Nobody gives billions of dollars to set up a chair in Islamic studies at a university without the explicit intention of influencing the mindset of the students.
The strategic goal of a country who's pouring millions or billions of dollars into universities is to affect U.S. policy in a number of different ways.
They're trying to influence the minds of the next generation of congressmen, the next generation of lobbyists, the next generation of media, PR professionals, you name it.
My name is Raheel Raza. I'm a practicing Muslim, president of Muslims Facing Tomorrow.
About 3 years ago, I gave testimony to the U.S. Congress.
Remove foreign extremist funding from American campuses.
Why should our educational institutions be warped with a foreign ideology? And this is where Western governments and Westerners sometimes have difficulty grasping what the reality is, that there is an agenda that is coming on the backs of these petrodollars.